Another try following the sack. That's completed right side. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
380.
Markers reset, ball at the 37.
Baylor tight. Set. Hey, ram. Baylor Tiger. Green hut.
Throwing on first is Herbert. Cut for big yards on the right side. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And the Chargers will have a first.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
A first chance inside the red zone for the Chargers. They've got 1st and 10 right along the 20.
Let's go. Set.
Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Finds his man Gray. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Set. 59. Hey, Ray. Set.
Herbert throwing again. The throw is caught. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
His drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it, 1st and goal.
Crowd right. Home trips right. Go.
Herbert's a throw once more. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Trying to find his tight end. And that makes it 2nd and goal.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So the incompletion on first. Here's 2nd and goal.
Set. Hey, Kappa. Why did they hut?
It's Herbert once more. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there, where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Set. 12.
Motioning one of the tight ends.
Hey, go Lion. Let's go. Hey. Let's go. Ready.
3rd and goal. Here's Herbert. Buys time, rolling right. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers finish up an excellent opening series. Now it's Cameron Dicker on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Chargers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, here we go. Ready.
Nick starting with a pass. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Nick's again on 2nd and 10. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. First time this game they've looked to him. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Mustang 19. Hot, hot.
On 3rd down, here's Nix. He gets a lot behind one, deep downfield. He's got it inside the 25.
Now.
Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
At the 60, at the 60.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Ooh, we put way too much on that one, Brock. Over the end zone and out.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
Set. Set, go.
Again on 2nd and 10, Nix. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Asante Samuel Jr. makes the play. And the Chargers take over on his 5th interception of the season. Now that right there, that is rising to the occasion in the red zone, partner. Could have saved 3 points there, heck, maybe twice that with that interception.
You know, these defenders, they're willing to bend and bend. These offenses are so good in this league, and they know how critical the red zone is. And when you get an interception like that, you just break. You break the will of that offense and the confidence, and those are big time. You're right. Put some points on the board for that defense with that effort.
They'll get this drive started. First
21.
and 10.
Crowd run, crowd run, crowd run.
They put a receiver in motion here left.
Set.
Herbert on 1st down. On target to Dobbins. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They're set up at the
Go.
35 now.
Set. Hey, easy, easy, easy. Baylor Tiger. Ready.
First and 10, Herbert. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down.
Hey, ram, ram, ram. Real hot.
Herbert from the gun. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Set.
On 3rd down, Herbert. Pass is hauled in by the running back. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it brings up an LA 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10.
Baylor Tiger. Baylor Tiger. Set. Baylor Tiger. Baylor Tiger. Set.
Now Herbert again. Digs there to bring it in.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Second down now, 7 to go.
Set. Go.
From the 42. Taking a shot, deep down the field it goes. They connect on the deep shot. It's an LA touchdown. And they've loved the scoring production he's brought out of their offense. That touchdown gives him 10 on the season. Dicker on now for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chargers drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback, this drive starting from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10.
Come on, come on.
Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And this one gets... We're back, and it is Broncos football as we resume. They'll be set up,
Let's
2nd and 7.
Bronco 80. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler.
They send one of the tight ends in motion right.
Go.
From the 33 on 2nd down. Connects with his back, Jaleel McLaughlin. We're working a couple of yards past the line.
Let's go.
Tackle made by Elijah Molden.
Cougar 19. Cowboy 80.
Tight end in motion left.
Ready, ready.
Now Nick's on 3rd down. Completed to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs
Here we
just
go, set.
like that.
Ready.
They'll run here on 1st down. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Tiger, 19. Ready.
Back to the well again. And he stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. All right, here we go. 2nd down.
Go! 19 tight, 19 tight. Get up.
Nix from the gun. Got a man, it's Marvin Mims. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They'll get 18 yards there. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
Ready. Hut, hut.
Shotgun snap to Nix. Able to get it to Franklin. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Let's go.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Taking a deep shot here. He's got it deep downfield. It's a Denver touchdown. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Lots there to tack on the extra point. And the Broncos chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Set. 380. You're out. Go, let's go. What is it?
Shotgun snap to Herbert. Fits it through the middle. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
59, 59. Ready.
Here's Herbert, first and 10. Pass taken in by Diggs. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it first and goal.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Back-to-back big plays have them all set up. First and goal here.
380. Yeah. Hey, Ray. Crowd right. 12. Home to trips right. Tip.
Working inside the red zone. Catch is made in close. Touchdown, L.A. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. It has been wash, rinse, repeat for them offensively, Brock, as, well, we all wait for this defense to find a little backbone before this becomes a runaway.
Yeah, I'm a little torn up here in this booth because you're exactly right. Offensively, this is just machine. Surgical. Defensively, you're running the risk of being embarrassed here pretty quickly.
Dicker tacks on the extra point. And the Chargers double their lead to 14. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30.
Ready. Break.
They're out and set. First and 10.
Set. Ready. 70 Timberwolf. Check go.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3. Offense up to the line fast.
60 Bison. 60 Bison. Go.
Here's second and 7. This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down.
Here we go. Ready.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He has the first over the middle. And what a hit there. Alex, she faced the press for moving the chains that time.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10.
Set up. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Hey, smash Broncos.
That brings us to the 2-minute warning here at Mile High. The Broncos trailing in the early going. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10.
Set. Ready.
Now Nix. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. And the Chargers take over on his 5th interception of the season.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
Set. Ready.
Herbert on 1st down. Hauled in by Dobbins. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Brandon Jones up for the stop.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Hey, count. 12, 12. Green hut.
Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. This one misses the tight end. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
Hey, go Lion. Set. Let's go. Hey. Let's go. Set.
Herbert from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL
21.
if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Well, his first real mistake, that's intercepted. Riley Moss with the pick. And the Broncos take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks him up, gets it right back for him.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Set. Ready.
Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
You know, so often we talk about speed offensively, right? We love receivers that can run. Well, that was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw, almost an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference.
This finds Franklin. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Tuipulotu in for the tackle. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5.
Let's go now.
Nix now to throw. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Sante Samuel Jr. makes the play. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. First and 10, ball set up at the 48.
Set. Go. Go.
Herbert now. Completes this one to Gray. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. So that's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. First down, ball at the 36.
Hey, easy. We'll go orange. Why did it hot?
Here's Herbert. He's on the move. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open and risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
Hey, Ram. Baylor Tiger. Ready.
Back to the air, Herbert. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Broncos make the defensive stand and come through with a turnover in the final moments of the half. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, Kate. We got 1, we got 2. Do I hear a 3rd interception in a row? I'll tell you this right now. These defenders, they are squashing that thought that defenders are offensive guys with bad hands because they're making it happen, taking the ball away.
Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Heward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Ready. Hut.
Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. That was Asante Samuel Jr. there on the tackle. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Ready up.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
Go. Set go.
To throw, here's Nix. Complete to Mims. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He picks up 28 on the play. And the Broncos will have a first down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things. Separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
That's into the hands of Franklin. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Ready?
Nix with it on first. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
He brings it in. And this is down all the way to the 3. Working quickly here. They'll throw again. Nix. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Here we go, here we go!
It's Nix down to the pistol. And he has it in the end zone. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos cut into the lead coming out of halftime. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
The extra point is up, and it is good. And the Broncos chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Set. Set.
Herbert. Caught by his fullback behind the line. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
I remember talking to Jim Harbaugh one time, and Bo Schembechler asked him when he was a head coach, you have a tight end with his hand on the ground? Yes, coach. You have a fullback still on your roster? Yes, coach. Then you're going to be just fine.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Go, let's go. Ready.
From the 32. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
Defense doubled him, knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. A bit surprising. Quarterback still threw in that direction with how well that defense had that play covered.
On third down, Herbert makes the grab in bounds left side. He makes it in for the Los Angeles touchdown. The Chargers push their lead further to start the half. It's a Stephon Diggs touchdown, his second scoring catch of the game. Dicker's extra point is up and good. And the Chargers double their lead to 14. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a first and 10.
Set up. Viking 18. Head up.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
Hut, hut.
Nix from the gun. He lets one fly deep downfield. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here.
70 Lion.
Throwing on first down, Nix. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Denver. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Point after try is good by Lutz. And the Broncos chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
59. Set.
Beginning on the ground here with Dobbins. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And the Chargers will have a first.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the first down.
Let's see how they attack this first down,
Set.
Brock, from the 43.
Set.
Running it again with Dobbins. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line
59,
they go.
59.
It's second down.
Set. 380. Go.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. Diggs there to bring it in. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And it brings up an LA first down.
380.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play.
Get out. Crowd right, crowd right, crowd right. Ready.
First and 10, Herbert. And he is in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers lengthen the lead at the end of the third. Dicker on now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Chargers double their lead to 14. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They'll get this drive started. First and 10.
Set.
They send the tight end in motion left.
Set, go.
Blown back gets the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. 8 yards to pick up there as we've reached the end of our third quarter. A very active quarter for us. Plenty of points in that frame as we reach the end of 3. It's Broncos football. They're on a mission here. They trail entering the 4th.
On the set.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Set.
From the 38. Forced out to his right. On the run. That's grabbed inside the 30. Give him 32 on that play. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Go.
On 1st and 10, here's Nix. That finds Vele complete. And he's able to take this one down to the 25.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Ready, ready.
Here's 2nd and 5. Able to get it to Franklin. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Working inside the red zone. Finds his man over the middle. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Nix now to throw. This throw is caught. It's a Denver touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on football fields. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Extra point try now from Lutz. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Broncos chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Set. Set.
Now an inside handoff to Dobbins. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Ready.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. That's why they got the home run derby. But you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length. It may not be a home run. It may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Here's first and 10 from the 34.
Set.
A give to Dobbins out of the shotgun. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
380.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10.
Opie. Set.
Herbert from the gun. And that one's going to hit the turf.
I think you're seeing why they like this guy in coverage, man. He reacts well to throws and is so adept in breaking up passes right through contact or before they ever reach the target.
Hey,
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call.
12. Hey, go Lion. Go.
Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Has him on the quick hitter. Has room into the secondary. And this is down all the way to the 3. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal.
What is it?
Running for it with Dobbins. Has the LA touchdown. The Chargers go up by 2 scores, 13 points in the 4th. J.K. Dobbins with the touchdown. Dicker tacks on the extra point. And the Chargers double their lead to 14. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
Let's go now.
Shotgun snap to Nix. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. And now it's 2nd down.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
Trap 60.
They motion a receiver left.
Hut.
Again on 2nd and 10, Nix. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down.
Here we go. Shot.
Running back sent in motion. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Chargers have it after forcing his 4th INT of the day.
4 picks, 1 game. Yeah, I get it. They've not all been his fault, but it isn't any easier to stomach. For the sake of his mental game, I think it's about time to limit things to short, easy passes or simply take him off this field altogether.
Set.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down.
Ready.
They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here.
Okay, time for the defense to think about getting that ball back, and this is where you've got to conserve every second. Got to expect a timeout coming any moment now.
Set.
Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down.
Set.
They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here.
You got to expect the timeout is coming any moment now, right? If you want another shot with the ball, you'll need every second you can conserve on that clock.
Set.
Setting up for the kneel down on third.
Ready.
They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
So the Chargers take this one on the road. And this streak will live to see another week as they take down yet another opponent over Bronco. It has been an incredible stretch of games for them. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. It's a win for the Chargers, as we'll see you next time from Denver.